Hi there everybody, it's Verity here from inkybutterfly.com. Thank you for joining me today for a card making tutorial to make these nice simple Christmas cards. We're using the Cottage Wreaths photopolymer stamp set, nice set to build up some wreaths, sort of autumnal and Halloweeny themes there to take that through the whole of the winter season. And we've got some coordinating dies there, along with all those other little bits and pieces, so lots of stuff you can do with that, either together or independently. So that's that bundle. So obviously if you buy the two together you save 10% on the combined price. And for my card I chose a sentiment from Christmas to Remember. This is one from the annual catalogue that carried over. So it has this nice simple sort of Merry Christmas on there. Of course you could switch that out for season's greetings. Not everyone celebrates Christmas per se, but you might want to send them a card at that time of year, so season's greetings is a nice one to have in there too. Okay, so variation on the theme, very traditional colour palette of garden green and real red, and I've brought in soft suede for the sentiment, just adding that sort of wood feel, if you like. So as always, I like to switch up the colour combo a little bit and do a different combo for you. This is going to be Shaded Spruce with Poppy Parade, and I think those two colours really work very well together for Christmas or anything really, to be honest with you. So usual card base size, the Poppy Parade is 5 1/4 by 3 1/2, and then we've taken an 1/8 off to make our basic white layer. So I'm just going to layer that up now and ready. Just picked up the wrong glue there. There we go. Let's pick up the right one this time. This is the one that I want. The Stampin' Seal, nice, fast, quick, easy and mess free. So just going to get those layers popped up, ready to go, and then we'll do our little stamped elements. So those two colours I think look fantastic together, I really do. Really nice bright red against that lovely rich green. Okay, so a bit of stamping then. Just got some scrap card here, and the wreath stamp, I should say, is already mounted on my D block. Now, something to show you on the stamp case itself. So the photopolymer sets, they sit in the case, and I keep the protective sheet over the top. That probably made a horrible noise over the microphone, sorry about that. But there's a little arrow on the case there indicating the bottom or top or whatever, direction anyway. I've opted for it to be the bottom. Okay, so I've mounted it on my block, and I've used the Stampin' Up wording on my block as the sort of indicator that I've got it the right way, if you know what I mean, and that is where that arrow is. And then similarly on the die there's a little arrow there as well to tell you how to line it up. Okay, so that down and this down is going to line up perfectly, rather than trying to work out how the die lays over the top of the stamp. Okay, so coordinating colours then of ink, Shaded Spruce for the actual wreath itself. So just lightly tap and I sort of twizzle it around a bit just to make sure we get a nice even coating on there, and then hover over the top. If you were positioning this, you'd want to make sure it was in the right place, but this doesn't matter because we're just going to die cut it out. Hover over the top, straight down, firm pressure, straight up, and you'll get a really nice image. Now this is a distinctive stamp set. Look at the variation you get on that just by inking it and stamping it, and that's the way the stamp has been formulated, to give you that sort of layered look without any effort whatsoever. Isn't that really, really pretty? Really, really pretty. And then the other colour we've got is Poppy Parade, which is what we're going to do the little bow in. There's Poppy Parade, nice bright red. Again, it's a distinctive stamp, so you're going to get a nice bit of definition on there. Just going to clean that stamp off straight away to get the red inks off. So there we go, that's our 2 stamps done. And like I say, we're just going to line up this now, and I know that if I point that to the bottom it's going to be roughly right. It's just a case of just making sure that the sort of border around the edge is even, which is about there. And then we do have a die for the little bow too. Could use real ribbon if you wanted, but of course having a die cut like this means we don't have to have a whole stash of ribbon in our kits to make this work. Just popping that over to my die cut machine, which I have on my desk all the time. So the sandwich for regular die cutting is to always have your base platform, your number 2 die cut plate, and then you want a clear cutting plate. Well, mine's not very clear at the moment because I use it and use it and use it until it finally breaks on me. You then put your dies and your cardstock on top of that, and then we have another number 3 clear cutting plate to do that, and that just feed it into the machine, wind the handle, and the pressure of those rollers, they just fall out of the cardstock, and that would have done if it hadn't been taped down, I think. Okay, and we'll just pop that out, and then we have some beautiful die cut elements for our card, just easy as peasy. Okay, so we've got dimensionals to put onto these, so I found that a couple of the minis was perfect behind the bow there, and a trio of the regular dimensionals kind of did the trick. Yep. So no right or wrong way to have your wreath. You just do what you feel is right there, and we can just position that straight on the card. Told you this was nice and quick and easy. This is going to be an absolute dream if you to make your Christmas cards this year. This is it's going to be so quick because you can do all your stamping, you know, do a full sheet of them, get them all die cut out. You could even probably have little helpers along there. So now I just want to put on the sentiment in a sort of complementary colour. I think we're going to go early espresso, the nice deep warm brown for this one. Could have picked out a colour from the card, but I just felt like just one extra colour for that sort of earthy feel was about right. There we go. Simple. I'm not even going to add any embellishments or anything like that. You could, of course, if you wanted to add some gems or whatever you wanted to that, you could. Okay, so that's the version I've made for you today. The original version here is garden green and real red. Okay, I thought I'd do another couple of samples for you just to show you some other colourways that you may not necessarily think of. This is Pear Pizzazz and Rich Razzleberry. Nice. Okay, just a bit of a different colour. Also used early espresso as the sentiment on this one. Okay, that's that one. And then I went for this one, slightly non-traditional. This is Soft Succulent and Fresh Freesia with Smoky Slate as the sentiment. Okay, so same card in those 4 different colourways for a totally different look, but just as easy to create with your different with your inks and your dyes. Okay, so have a play with your colour combinations. Go for something completely out there if you want to, especially for those who don't particularly celebrate Christmas per se, as I was saying earlier. So yeah, have some. Don't just think you've got to stick to the traditional red and green. Okay. So I hope you've enjoyed that as a little bit of an idea of what to do. I've forgotten my Winker Stella on there as well. So a bit of Winker Stella just adds a bit of glitter without being too in your face. It just gives you that little bit of a lift. Okay, products are in the description. Take a look, and if you've got any questions or anything, then let me know. Thanks for joining me today. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you soon. Ta-ta.